Be cautious in presenting opinions or resolutions. Accurate statistics vital to development planning. Good evening, I'm Amin Carlos and welcome to News on 2. The Deputy Prime Minister, Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, advises students to be cautious in presenting their opinions or resolutions to ensure that any decisions made would benefit the people and the country. Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said the National Student Consultative Council meeting, MPPK, is a great platform for students to offer their insight on national issues ranging from economy, politics, social and education that could help the government improve its policies.
Ada ketertiban tasawuf untuk kita menangani perbezaan pendapat, namun apa yang harus dijerdihkan dari perbezaan itu adalah untuk mencari intipati yang terbaik dari cadangan. Biarpun berbeza, tetapi ianya boleh dinatijahkan untuk diterjemahkan ke penggunaannya.
He added that the government had taken seriously suggestions received during last year's MPPK meeting. Among the initiatives were the need to foster a caring community through volunteerism, to conduct skills training in rural parts of Sabah and Sarawak, and to strengthen entrepreneurial programs for students. The Deputy Premier said this after he chaired the 2017 MPPK meeting in Putrajaya today. The socio-economic achievements of a country can be evaluated and monitored through statistics, which can also be a reference to guide government formulate development plans. The Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Muizzuddin Shah, said inaccurate interpretation could invite wrong planning or conclusion resulting in inaccurate or unwise actions and finally failure to meet the targeted objectives.
Statistik hendaklah dikumpul secara menyeluruh dan komprehensif. Kedua, statistik dibentangkan secara konsisten setelah disemak ketepatan dan kesahihan data dengan teliti. Dan ketiga, statistik ditafsiri secara objektif dan jujur tanpa bersifat selektif dan tanpa sebarang prejudice.
Apart from that, Sultan Nazrin said the country is facing the fourth industrial revolution, which demanded the community to have relevant, accurate and latest information, as well as big data, which has been identified as a potential source to enhance the capability of making decisions based on facts. He said this when opening the Malaysian Statistical Training Institute in Sungai, Perak today. The 54 million ringgit institute, which began operations in 2012, is poised to become a hub for international standard statistics scientists to produce competent, innovative and highly skilled human capital. The incestuous family of 5 who raped a 12-year-old family member will have their case heard at the Limbang Magistrates Court on November 20th to 24th. Now, all of the accused were charged with raping the 12-year-old victim at separate locations in a village in Limbang between November last year and June this year. Now, all the accused, including the victim's 72-year-old grandfather, her 40-year-old father, and 3 cousins aged between 16 and 21 face a total of 22 charges. And according to the charge sheet, the senior citizen was slapped with 6 counts of committing the offense during the period. Now, the victim's father was accused to have committed the offense 4 times, whereas 2 of the relatives aged 17 and 21 had committed the offense 3 to 4 times respectively. And the other relative, 16, was slapped with 5 charges of committing the offense. All 5 men were charged under Section 376B of the Penal Code for statutory rape, which carries the maximum 30 years imprisonment and whipping upon conviction. Now, no plea was recorded before Magistrate Hafizi Abdul Halim, and all the accused claimed trial. The Cebu Magistrates Court today issued a remand order for 2 men aged 53 and 26 years old to assist in the investigation of an alleged rape of a 7-year-old child. Now, the 7-day remand order was issued by Magistrate Sofia S. Sarawan. Now, both suspects were taken to court at 8:40 a.m., accompanied by officers from the Cebu Police Headquarters. The incident came to light on September 2nd when the child informed her mother that she was raped several times last year by the suspects, believed to be the victim's grandfather and uncle. And State CID Chief Senior Assistant Commissioner Dr. Dev Kumar said the victim lived with her grandfather in a longhouse, while the victim's mother was understood to live in Muka. A team from the Cebu Criminal Investigation Department yesterday arrested the victim's uncle at his workplace, a timber factory in Durin, while her grandfather was arrested at the longhouse in Sungai Durin. And based on previous records, the victim's grandfather had sexual criminal record for raping his daughter in 2008 and was released in 2016 after serving a 12 years jail sentence and 5 whipping of the Rochan. Now, the case is investigated under Section 376B of the Penal Code. Now, there were plenty of opportunities to exploit the foreign exchange or forex trading desk of Bank Negara Malaysia or BNM for one's own personal gain. And back in the 1990s, Azman Mat Ali, former director of BNM's Foreign Exchange Department, told the Royal Commission of Inquiry, or RCI, on BNM's forex losses in the 1990s that there was no limit to the amount set for forex trading. Well, Azman, who previously worked as a forex dealer with BNM for 10 years between 1988 and 1998, disclosed that there were no specific maximum limits for forex trading on any given day or month. He recalled that the amount had reached billions of US dollars at certain times, and Azman also had no comments on the statement made by former Assistant Governor Dr. Murad Abdul Khalid about the forex trading losses amounting to some 31 billion ringgit between 1990 to 1994. And he said that he might have roughly known about the losses but did not know of the losses in its totality, as he was only a forex dealer following the directions of his superiors. Azman said this in his address to the RCI today. The Consumers Association of Penang, CAP, urged for the Blue Whale Challenge game to be banned in Malaysia. And CAP President SM Muhammad Idris said the game, which had gone viral in Western countries, is capable of corrupting the minds of teenagers easily and easily influenced by new things, while also threatening their safety.
Cutting oneself, walking up at 4:20 a.m. every day, watching gory videos sent by the curator, listening to the particular depressing song, visiting cemeteries alone, or standing on the edge of the high building. Last and final ask is to instruct the teenager to take his or her own life.
He also stressed to all parents to keep a close eye on their children should they show troubling signs or changes in their behavior. To date, all 5 victims were young people from around the world had reportedly committed suicide as a result of playing the Blue Whale Challenge game. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, seized 2 Vietnamese boats for conducting illegal fishing activities in Malaysian waters near the Kuala Terengganu estuary on Monday. And State Maritime Department Director Captain Maritime Rahim Ramli said about 6 tons of fish and 22,000 litres of diesel were also seized in the operation. And Captain Rahim added that 25 crew members aged between 16 and 57 had also been detained, and he said the boats were spotted by a team of enforcement officers on the KM Segantang about 102 nautical miles from the Kuala Terengganu estuary at around 9 a.m. And both boats tried to flee the enforcement officers but were intercepted after a short chase. And upon inspection, it was discovered that they were conducting illegal fishing activities with a crew that had no valid documents. And all items seized, which also included the 2 boats and fishing equipment, were estimated to be worth 2.4 million ringgit. And the case is being investigated under Section 8, subsection B of the Fisheries Act 1985 and the Immigration Act 1959/63 and the Merchant Ship Ordinance 1952. The bodies of 2 men feared to have drowned on Tuesday in the rivers of Ulu Segama Forest Reserve in Lahad Datu, Sabah, were discovered today. This was confirmed by Lahad Datu District Fire Chief Muhammad Apandi Mahmud. Now, the body of one of the victims, identified as Ansar, 19, was discovered at around 8 a.m. about 250 meters away from where they were reported to have drowned. And meanwhile, the body of another victim known as Agus, 24, was found at around 10:45 a.m., about 3 kilometers from the said location. Now, both bodies were sent to Lahad Datu Hospital for post-mortem, and the search and rescue operation involved 7 fire personnel who were assisted by the civil defense members, police and local villagers. The first group of Malaysian Hajj pilgrims for the 2017 season has arrived home today, safely. Now, the group consisting of 414 pilgrims arrived at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 4:55 a.m. via flight Flynas XY9033 from Jeddah and was welcomed by Tabung Haji Deputy CEO Dr. Badlisha Abdul Ghani and several Tabung Haji senior officials. According to Dato' Badlisha, the management of Hajj pilgrims for this season went smoothly without any major problems. He noted that 4 of the 30,200 pilgrims could not complete the Hajj rituals as they had fallen into a coma, but said that they would be given priority by Tabung Haji to again perform the pilgrimage next year.
Alhamdulillah pada tahun ini tiada insiden besar yang berlaku sepanjang musim haji tahun ini. Benda kecil tu tak ada masalah sangatlah. Saya bagi pihak Tabung Haji dan juga kerajaan Malaysia mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada kerajaan Arab Saudi dan juga embassy Saudi Arabia.
Dato' Badlisha also stated that 37 Hajj pilgrims died this year, with 16 of them being able to complete all of the Hajj rituals. A total of 119 flights would be involved to bring home Malaysian Hajj pilgrims from Jeddah and Medina, with the last one scheduled for October 5th. 443,794 candidates will sit for the upcoming 2017 Ujian Penilaian Sekolah Rendah or UPSR from September 11th to 18th. Now, of the total, 443,536 are government school candidates and 10,000 more are private school candidates. Now, 8,085 examination centers will be open throughout the country, involving more than 51,000 invigilators. And the examination board reminds all candidates to refer to the examination timetable and bring their My Card to the checkpoint to ensure the management and conduct of the examinations run smoothly. The UPSR examination timetable can be downloaded from www.lp.moe.gov.my. Coming up next, export growth, a priority in Budget 2018. The nation's export growth will be a priority under Budget 2018 in order to strengthen the country's current account balance. And Treasury Secretary General Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Irwan Sirga Abdullah said cost of living is also a crucial issue under Budget 2018. He said the government will introduce measures to expand exports to strengthen the nation's current account balance, which has seemed to be shrinking slightly.
A lot of things, we need to do to make the current account balance, stronger, because it's shrinking a bit. So in the coming budget, we will stress on exports, while also, looking at economic growth, also addressing the cost of living issues, how they can maintain their livelihood.
He said this when met at the Global Entrepreneurship Community or Geo-Community Summit 2017's pre-launch event today. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Najib Tun Razak will table Budget 2018 in Parliament on October 27, 2017. Accusations that the implementation of policies on Malay reserve land only serves to benefit Johor's political elite are baseless. And Menteri Besar Dato' Sri Muhammad Khalid Noordin said the notion that having Malay reserve land was politically motivated was as far from the truth as possible. Speaking at the State Legislative Assembly sitting today, Dato Sri Muhammad Khalid said policies carried out for Malay reserve land were brought about to ensure balanced demographics for land ownership in Johor.
Pegangan Melayu di bawah Seksyen 6 Enactment Reserve Melayu 1936. Melalui Seksyen 6, kemasukan Reserve Melayu perlu melalui proses pewartaan sebanyak 2 kali, iaitu kali pertama hebahan kepada awam dan pewartaan kali kedua bertujuan memuktamadkan perezaban tersebut.
He also said the state government was unapologetic in its policies on Malay reserve land, which went hand in glove with another state government policy to ensure that Malays are given opportunities to own land and property in urban areas. Perumahan Satu Anggota, Satu Rumah or Sasar Sendirian Berhad is confident of completing 10 projects that offer 5,000 homes for members of the Malaysian Armed Forces by the end of the year. And according to its executive chairman, Dato Sri Majid Zainal Abidin, part of the project is already under construction while the rest are still at the planning stage. The Sasa housing project aims to meet the demand of 75% of the Malaysian Armed Forces who still do not have homes of their own.
Saya berpendapat apabila kerajaan ataupun pihak Angkatan Tentera bekerjasama dengan pihak maju, kita dapat mengurangkan masalah perumahan untuk Angkatan Tentera. Dan pada saya kita boleh dapat atasi secepat mungkin.
The homes are offered at 150,000 to 550,000 ringgit, depending on applicants' qualifications and residential concept. Among the completed projects involved 650 apartment units and 288 semi-detached houses in Jangka Pahang. The project will be launched simultaneously with the launch of the company's website this September 18th. The Monetary Policy Committee, or MPC, of Bank Negara Malaysia decided to maintain the overnight policy rate, or OPR, at 3%. In a statement, Bank Negara Malaysia said that at the current OPR rate, the stance of monetary policy remains accommodative. Now, MPC, however, will continue to assess the balance of risks related to the domestic growth outlook and inflation. Now, the overall inflation rate continued to in moderation and declined to 3.2% in July. And this decrease was mainly due to lower domestic fuel prices. And moving forward, headline inflation rates are projected to decline due to the expected impact of the global cost, which has dropped significantly. And the domestic financial markets remained resilient, with the ringgit growing stronger, reflecting strengthened economic fundamentals. Well, Malaysia has generated a total of 12.681 billion ringgit in potential trade and investments throughout the 13-week Astana Expo 2017. Energy, Green Technology and Water Minister Dato Sri Dr. Maximus Ongkili said of the amount, 5.05 billion ringgit was garnered from 14 memoranda of understanding, or MOUs, signed by Malaysian companies, while the remaining 7.63 billion ringgit was contributed by potential collaboration from the business matching session.
Okey, berbagai sektor. Satu dalam oil and gas, itu yang satu yang besar. Okey, nanti maklumat yang terperinci sila ambilkan senarai-senarai tersebut. Juga dalam green energy, okey, juga sedikit dalam bidang air dan sewage, okey, dan juga dalam bidang financing, okey, financing. So very diversified, okey, very diversified dari MOUs yang telah ditandatangani.
Dato Sri Dr. Ongkili said this after delivering his closing remarks at the Malaysia-Kazakhstan Energy Business Forum. He said Malaysian companies have adopted a high-impact approach using advanced technologies at the Expo, turning the Malaysia Pavilion into one of the most visited pavilions and most active for business program throughout the period. He said as at Monday, the Malaysia Pavilion attracted 619,337 visitors, 3 times bigger than the initial target of 200,000 visitors. It was accorded the honorable mention for best interpretation of the theme category by the prestigious US-based Exhibitor magazine. But first, well, Malaysia has called on North Korea to stop missile tests and suspend its nuclear and ballistic missile programs. Deputy Foreign Minister Dato Sri Rizal Nain American also urged North Korea to comply with all obligations laid out under various United Nations Security Council or UNSC resolutions. He said without international stability and security, the economic progress of all nations would not be achieved, citing the issue the North's missile launches as a source of anxiety and tension in East Asia.
Untuk pastikan bahawa a peaceful resolution, should there be any dispute, can be attained by way of bringing it back to the negotiation table.
The situation on the Korean Peninsula escalated in recent months due to Pyongyang's missile launches and nuclear tests, all conducted in violation of the UNSC resolutions. Dr. Sri Rizal Merikan was met after officiating Pulau Pinang Farmers Organization's 43rd Annual General Meeting in Kepala Batas. Well, coming up in sports, Paralympian cyclist injured after hit and run during training. Stay with us. Another sad day for sports in Malaysia as two Paralympians who are on the national squad for the ASEAN Para Games were among 5 people injured after a pickup truck knocked into them on the Kuala Lumpur-Kuala Selangor Expressway this morning. The 5 are Paralympians Muhammad Khairul Hazwan Wahab and Khairul Nizam Muhammad Ali, their tandem pilot, athletes Muhammad Rizwan Zainal and Shafiq Suhaimi, and national cycling coach Johari Nayan. Assistant National Coach Muhammad Iqbal Muhammad Sokri was quoted as saying that some athletes suffered bone fractures, spinal injuries and other injuries. They are now at Hospital Sungai Buloh for further medical examination. According to Muhammad Iqbal, the accident happened about 10:45 a.m. on the highway near the exit to Batu Arang. Police are looking for a Toyota Hilux which they believe to be involved in the accident, and based on closed-circuit television cameras near the scene. Now that concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top series, students advised to be cautious in presenting their opinions or resolutions. Do join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Amin Carlos. Thanks for watching.